let's rewind to 1983, a year where hip-hop was leveling up in a big way. From new sounds to blockbuster movies, hip-hop just wasn't growing, it was taking over. Let's break it down. New York may have birthed hip-hop, but in 83, the West Coast was making noise. Ice-T dropped the coldest rap, laying down the groundwork for what would become gangsta rap. Hip hop was officially coast to coast.
I'm always clean. I rode Mercedes Benz when I was 17. From the womb to the tomb, I run my game. 'Cause I'm cold as ice, and I show no shame.
Hollywood couldn't ignore hip hop anymore. Wild Style officially dropped in 1983. And while I mistakenly added it in our 1982 breakdown, there's no doubt that it was a defining moment for the culture. But let's talk about another movie that, while not a hip hop film, still helped push the culture forward. It was Flashdance. This blockbuster featured a breakdancing scene with none other than Crazy Legs and the Rocksteady crew. Another fun fact, Crazy Legs even served as a stunt double for Jennifer Beal in the final iconic dance scene. I can't forget Style Wars. This documentary helped the essence of hip-hop's graffiti movement. It showcased the struggles and artistry of New York street artists. If you wanted a real look at the graffiti scene in 83, Style Wars was it. So make sure y'all check that out as well. Hip-hop gets its first dedicated radio station. KDAY in Los Angeles started spinning hip-hop full-time, giving MCs and DJs a platform like never before. This wasn't a radio station, this was a game changer. New York wasn't doing it like that. Not in 83. So that friendly shit, the hippity hop, all that shit was out the window, nigga. Going whoosh. Fuck out of here. We going to a whole other level with it. But we still appreciate and respect people who came before us.
Yo, D, they don't seem to know, but won't you tell them what's my name?
The highly debated, questionable top 5. You know what I mean? People want to do a top 5 to cover 4 or 5 decades. I think that's not smart. It don't make sense. You know what I mean? The top 5 list should reflect those who did their thing that given year, because as the fan of the culture, the listener of the music, you had them 4 or 5 cassettes each year or CDs, you know what I'm saying? That was constant rotation, either in your Walkman or in your car or whatever. So we're gonna run it like that. So for 1983, the top 5, I'm gonna start off with Ice-T for the number 5 slot. He's the first West Coast rapper to come onto the scene. You know what I mean? In the comments, you could feel free to mention people that you feel might be worthy or more well known, but at least from an East Coast perspective, that's probably the first one that I really sort of heard of, to be honest. But anyway, number 4, we got Spoonie G, who was, I guess, a storyteller, with his form of rap that he delivered. Number 3 might be questionable, meaning number 3 might be number 1 on a lot of y'all older heads lists. You know what I'm saying? Older than me even. Kool Moe D. You know what I mean? Also known as DJ Kool D, if I'm correct. DJ turned rapper who was a dominant battle rapper, you know what I'm saying? Like one of them old school TV shows that I used for my footage, the story behind that I found out, even though they kind of just did like a friendly rap where they rapped together, you know, two of the members of the Treacherous Three, along with Run DMC, Kool Moe Dee was ready to battle them live on TV right there, and Jam Master Jay had to calm the temperature down, like, yo, just chill, man. This is just a friendly, you know, situation. You know what I mean? We ain't trying to do all of that like that. You know what I mean? So while Run DMC were nice and they were on the come up, they was like they ain't trying to get bodied before they career even get popping. You know what I'm saying? You gotta put respect on Kool Moe Dee name. So I got him at number 3. Number 2, of course, Run DMC, the niggas that they was trying to battle, that they probably would have destroyed, because listening and watching the footage that, you know, I threw in this video, Kool Moe Dee was way more lyrical, more technical. In 1983, he was rapping like how niggas was probably rapping in 1993, right? Yeah, damn near. Compared to his style of rapping versus Run DMC, yeah, he definitely would have destroyed them. So, you know, forgive me for putting him at number 3. Now that I'm talking through it, he should have probably been number 1. But, you know, top 5s are questionable once again. Is it skill based? Is it popularity based? Is it hit based? You know what I mean? Who really know? But, you know, number 1, Grandmaster Flash and Melly Mel with the hit White Lines. You know what I'm saying? That once again proved that hip hop could deliver powerful, positive messages. So, you know, once again, I would say Grandmaster Flash and Melly Mel were the hit. They had the biggest hit that year. Run DMC, they were probably like the newest, the biggest underground type niggas that was about to be that next thing. Kool Moe Dee, you know, that he already had a track record coming into 83. He been DJing since the 70s, and then just did the transition from the DJing to the rapping and was way better at it than a lot of these niggas, clearly. So niggas didn't want no smoke with Kool Moe Dee. Spoonie G, like I said, that's a name that I kind of seen in my research for this time period. You know, he might have been like on some, you know, some goddamn Scarface type shit, you know, telling some good ass stories in his rhymes. But, you know, no disrespect, Spoonie G. I gotta just dig in and really listen to like at least 8 of your joints back to back to kind of get a feel of what you really about. But, you know, like I said, the research, you know, say you deserve to be in the top 5. So, you know, we'll keep that shit moving to our next highly debated section, the honorable mentions. Right? So, boom. We're going to give props to the rappers who were making waves, but they just missed the top 5 in a nutshell. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm going to just start it off with Treacherous 3. Of course, who Kool Moe Dee is a member of. They pioneered fast-paced lyrical flows. Once again, these niggas was lyrical. They were probably ahead of their time. I'm going to change the probably to a definitely. They were ahead of their time. And the group name Treacherous 3, yeah, that seems very fitting because I don't think niggas want it with any of them niggas. Houdini, next up, they were known for mixing rap with funk, and they, you know, had some commercial success. You know, one of the ones that kind of spring to mind, I ain't even gonna say it because it might be a hit for next year, some shit like that, because it wasn't mentioned in my research for 83, so I'm gonna slow down with that. But Houdini, they in the mix for runner-ups. You got the Fat Boys, who, you know, they bring humor and energy to they rap, but they were really known for beatboxing. You know, they rapped as good as anybody else in 83. So I ain't gonna disrespect them, you know, ever. But I would say beatboxing was they, you know, forte, you know what I'm saying? Next up, you got the Fearless Four. I have to really, check into them some more. But like I said, the research say they deserve to be on the list. Once again, in the comments, drop your fucking thoughts, your recommendations for 1983 and for 1984. That way I'll have ideas of who should be in the mix for the next video. But before we slide up out of these honorable mentions, I gotta put Busy B, put some respect on his name. They say he was a master of crowd control and freestyle battles. And Biggie shouted him out and Juicy, goddammit, so he had to be official. Alright, so with that said, shit, we're gonna just slide off into this little outro, and I'll holler at y'all niggas, man. 1983, it was a turning point. Hip hop was getting bigger and bigger, you know what I'm saying? Bolder, breaking new ground, and this was just the beginning. Tell me your favorite moments from 1983 in hip hop. Drop it in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe for more throwback hip hop content. And peace. I'll holler at y'all.